Did you know that your unconscious mind already knows who the true love of your life is, long before your conscious thoughts even notice it? Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, discovered something that can completely transform how you see love and relationships. I must warn you, what you are about to hear may make you rethink your past and present relationships. It might even explain why you've sometimes felt that quiet emptiness in relationships that looked perfect on the outside but never touched your soul. There is a hidden energy, an unseen pattern in your unconscious mind, like a magnetic force that draws toward you the person your inner self needs to complete your process of individuation. Jung called this deep force the anima and the animus. And right now, as you read these words, that force is already active within you, quietly shaping your choices about love and connection without your awareness. Here's the strange part. Most people ignore these subtle signals. They chase after what they think they want, instead of recognizing what their soul is truly asking for. And when I say soul, I'm not talking about the shallow kind of romance seen in movies. I mean something far deeper and sacred, something that can change the entire structure of your personality. Through more than 40 years of studying the human psyche, Jung noticed repeating patterns in people's emotional lives. He found that those who discovered real love, the kind that genuinely transforms their existence, experience certain signs that most people overlook or misunderstand. These are not coincidences or wishful fantasies. They are real manifestations of archetypal forces that live in the most ancient layers of our psyche. The first sign that you have met the love of your life is what Jung described as the awakening of your inner counterpart. This goes far beyond what modern psychology calls compatibility. Within every man, there exists an unconscious feminine essence Jung named the anima. And within every woman, there lies an unconscious masculine essence known as the animus. These are not abstract poetic symbols, but living psychological energies that can even be traced through real neurological and hormonal patterns influencing every choice you make in love. Jung discovered that a man's anima develops mainly through his earliest experiences with the important women in his life, especially his mother, but it doesn't end there. As he grows, this inner feminine image continues to evolve, shaped by every meaningful encounter with women throughout his life. The same is true for women. Their animus forms from their experiences with male figures and evolves as they meet new influences. When you meet the person meant for you, the love of your life, something remarkable happens on a deep neurological level. This person naturally and effortlessly activates your anima or animus. I'm not talking about ordinary attraction, which burns bright and fades fast. I'm talking about a deep resonance that stirs within the hidden layers of your being, what Jung called the collective unconscious. You feel as if this person awakens forgotten dimensions of your soul. You begin expressing qualities that have long been asleep inside you. A man might suddenly find within himself an emotional depth he had buried since childhood. A woman might uncover an inner strength or confidence she never realized she had. Have you ever noticed how some people can spend months, even years with you, and yet never make you feel fully seen or understood? They may love you, they may care for you, but something invisible keeps a distance. Then suddenly, you meet someone else, and from that first conversation, it feels like you've known them forever. It feels as though you've come home after a long journey. This isn't a coincidence or imagination. It is your anima or animus recognizing its missing piece, the reflection of your inner self. Jung noted that at this point, certain regions of the brain connected to deep memory become active, almost as if you are remembering something ancient and sacred that had been buried inside you. But be careful, because what follows can be confusing. This activation doesn't always feel peaceful or comfortable. Sometimes it feels overwhelming. Jung explained that when these deep archetypes are touched, we experience something he called a complex constellation. It means your whole inner world starts to rearrange itself to make space for this new energy. It's like someone walking into your house and moving all the furniture around without asking permission. You might feel a mix of fascination and fear, as if this person holds the power to transform you in ways you cannot control or predict. This is where most people lose their courage. They mistake the intensity for danger and walk away. But true love, the kind Jung spoke of, doesn't leave you untouched. It transforms you from the inside out. And this transformation isn't optional. It's part of the sacred process. You can't experience only the beauty and skip the discomfort. It's all connected. The joy, the pain, the confusion, and the awakening. Jung warned that many people retreat when this process begins, afraid of the deep changes waiting ahead. But those who stay and embrace the experience discover something sacred, an evolution of the soul itself. The second sign of having found the love of your life is closely tied to what Jung believed was the heart of all psychological growth, the integration of the shadow. Every one of us has a shadow, the parts of ourselves we deny, hide, or reject because they don't fit the image we want others to see. The shadow is not just about negativity. It also hides our unused potential, forgotten talents, and deep passions. Jung found that ignoring the shadow doesn't make it disappear. It makes it stronger and more destructive. When we suppress it, it turns against us, often sabotaging our relationships and happiness without us even realizing it. According to Jung, most conflicts in relationships are not really about what people argue over. They are the result of unacknowledged shadow aspects being projected onto the partner. When you meet the love of your life, something rare happens. This person doesn't just see your best version, they also see your shadow, and they don't run from it. Somehow they help you integrate it. They accept the whole of you, even the parts you wish didn't exist. They don't try to fix or judge you. They understand you in a way that feels almost supernatural. Have you ever been with someone who made you feel like you could be entirely yourself? Your light and your darkness together, without fear of rejection. Not someone who just tolerates your flaws out of pity, but someone who turns those flaws into gifts, or at least helps you see them differently. Maybe your tendency to overthink, which once ruined your peace, becomes a gift for reflection and insight. Maybe your stubbornness, once seen as difficult, becomes strength and determination when used with purpose. Maybe your emotional sensitivity, which brought you pain before, turns into a tool for deep empathy and connection. But be aware, this kind of person won't let your ego hide. They will challenge you, gently but firmly. They will bring you face to face with the parts of yourself you'd rather avoid. And yet they won't become your enemy. They will do it with love, not cruelty. If you have someone in your life who does this, pay attention. It may be one of the strongest signs that you've found a love that's real and transformative. This process isn't easy. It can feel like standing in front of a mirror that shows your whole truth. But instead of running from it, you start to understand yourself more deeply. And through that understanding, you begin to grow. Jung noticed that in these deep, transformative relationships, even conflict serves a higher purpose. Instead of tearing you apart, it binds you closer, because both people sense that something sacred is unfolding. You are not fighting each other. You are growing together. When love activates both your inner counterpart and your shadow, it becomes more than romance. It becomes a path to wholeness. It's not about finding someone who completes you in the usual sense. It's about finding someone who awakens you to the truth of who you already are. The third sign is perhaps the most mysterious and powerful of all: synchronicity. Jung developed this idea after years of noticing that some events which seemed completely unrelated on the surface were in fact connected in ways that went beyond chance. He defined synchronicity as meaningful coincidences that point toward a deeper, hidden order in the universe, an order that goes beyond the normal laws of cause and effect. When it comes to meeting the love of your life, these synchronicities begin to appear more and more frequently, becoming increasingly complex and nearly impossible to dismiss as random. I'm not talking about casual coincidences like bumping into someone at a cafe by chance. I mean a whole sequence of mysterious events that seem carefully arranged by something greater than you. Something that works silently behind the scenes to bring you together in ways logic cannot explain. Jung recorded real cases where his patients experienced such astonishing patterns of synchronicity that he tried calculating the odds of them happening randomly. In many cases, the chances were 1 in several million. These events could appear as repeated encounters in places where neither of you had any reason to be, unexpected connections through other people who had no idea they were linking your lives, or even dreams and visions that later unfolded in real life with striking precision. But the synchronicities related to your true love are different from the random coincidences of daily life. They carry unique qualities that set them apart. First, they tend to happen more often during moments of emotional intensity, times of uncertainty, decisions, or deep personal change. Second, they usually involve symbols, numbers, or images that carry powerful, personal meaning for both of you. Third, they often seem to come from unexpected or distant sources, as if something beyond your conscious world were orchestrating them. Jung believed that these experiences of synchronicity are signs that you are aligned with your deeper destiny, with what he called the archetypal self, the truest and most complete version of who you are meant to become. When a series of synchronicities unfolds around a certain person, your unconscious is sending a direct message. This person has a vital role in your journey of individuation. Have you ever noticed how, with some people, coincidences seem endless? You think of them, and they suddenly call. You run into them at places you had no plan to visit. You dream of them, and the next day they mention a similar dream. It's as if the universe itself is conspiring to keep your paths connected, ensuring that no matter what happens, your lives continue to weave together. But here's the truly fascinating part. These synchronicities don't end once you finally come together. On the contrary, they evolve and deepen. Jung described this as a kind of mystical participation, a subtle psychic bond that surpasses logic and scientific explanation. You begin to experience moments of profound connection that make you question the limits of ordinary communication. You might find yourselves thinking the same thought at the exact same time, far more often than chance would allow. You might dream of similar symbols or share emotional experiences without having spoken a word about them. At times, you may even sense each other's feelings or physical states from afar, as though your inner worlds are linked by an invisible thread. Jung collected many stories where partners, separated by long distances, experience simultaneous emotions or physical sensations when the other was in pain or danger. These were not imagined or exaggerated. Jung studied and documented them carefully, considering them part of the vast and mysterious workings of the unconscious mind. This type of connection is not about emotional dependency or obsession. It is far deeper and more profound. It feels like you and this person have tuned into the same frequency of life, allowing you to perceive and understand each other on levels that transcend normal speech or touch. It's as though you've entered a shared field of awareness, where the border between your two psyches begins to blur. The fourth sign that you have met the love of your life is something Jung linked to the very core of his work, the archetypes of the collective unconscious. According to Jung, within every person there exist universal patterns or blueprints of behavior and experience shared by all humanity. These archetypes include timeless figures such as the lover, the sage, the warrior, the great mother, the wise father, the eternal child, the trickster, and many others. Most people, Jung said, live out only a few of these archetypes, repeating the same emotional patterns and roles over and over again. Because of this, life can often feel narrow, repetitive, and incomplete, like an orchestra where only a few instruments are ever played while the rest remain silent. But when you meet the love of your life, something changes. This person acts as a kind of master key, unlocking multiple archetypes within you all at once. They awaken not only the lover, but also the creator, the protector, the healer, the leader, and the dreamer. You begin to live with greater intensity, depth, and fullness. You might find yourself braver than ever before, more compassionate in the way you deal with others, more creative in your work, or more playful in your daily routine. Not because you are pretending to be someone new, but because this person's presence brings these hidden parts of you to life. Jung wrote that in truly transformative relationships, both people act as mirrors and catalysts for one another's inner growth. It's as if each partner holds the secret key that unlocks the other's forgotten treasures, qualities and abilities that have been waiting in silence for years, maybe decades. Have you ever been with someone who naturally brings out your best self, not through pressure or expectation, but through their very existence? You don't need to impress them or perform. You simply become more alive, more real, more you. It's like a piano that has finally found the musician who knows how to play all its keys. This awakening of multiple archetypes has powerful effects on every aspect of your life. Your confidence grows, your intuition sharpens, your creativity blossoms, and your courage to face challenges multiplies. It feels as though light has been turned on in rooms of your soul that had long been dark. And what makes this experience even more remarkable is that it's not one-sided. The activation is mutual. Just as they awaken your hidden potential, you awaken theirs. Together, you create a shared field of psychic energy that helps both of you grow into fuller, truer versions of yourselves. Jung observed that couples who experience this kind of mutual awakening often discover abilities that neither possessed before. Their combined creativity, insight, and wisdom become far greater than the sum of their individual strengths. They inspire one another to think more deeply, act more bravely, and love more completely. Their relationship becomes a living source of energy that extends beyond the personal and touches the collective, the creative life of the world itself. And then comes the fifth, and perhaps the most profound sign of all, the feeling that you are living your own personal myth with this person. Jung believed that each of us is born carrying a unique myth, a kind of inner story that gives our life meaning and direction. This myth isn't something we consciously invent. It's written deep within our psyche, shaping our experiences and choices from birth to death. Most people live unaware of their myth. They sense that life has meaning, but can't quite grasp what that meaning is. They play roles in stories they don't fully understand, feeling as though something important is missing from the script. But when the love of your life enters your world, everything starts to make sense. You feel as though all your past experiences, your joys, your losses, your mistakes, were leading you to this moment. This person doesn't just fit into your story, they reveal it. Their presence gives new purpose and clarity to your life's path. It's as if you had only been living half of your myth, and now, with them, you can finally see the whole picture. Jung said that when two people find this kind of mythical connection, they experience what he called the union of opposites. It is a sacred merging of two different but complementary forces, light and shadow, masculine and feminine, reason and intuition, mind and heart. Together, they form a complete circle. It's not about perfection or the absence of conflict, but about wholeness, balance, and harmony. When this happens, love becomes more than emotion. it becomes destiny. You begin to live in alignment with the deeper purpose of your soul. You are no longer simply two people who love each other. You are two forces walking the same path of transformation, awakening the divine within each other as you grow. It's not about being the same or having no differences. It's about how your differences fit together, how they complement one another in a way that creates something far greater than what either of you could be alone. This doesn't mean your life before had no purpose or worth. It means that everything you've been through, every experience, your deepest pain, your worst mistakes, and your most beautiful victories now starts to make sense as chapters that prepared you for this very meeting. Every wound becomes a source of wisdom. Every heartbreak turns out to be a lesson in disguise, shaping you for something greater. Every lonely moment was the time when you quietly built the inner strength you would need for this kind of connection. Jung called this the process of individuation, the path of becoming who you were always meant to be. He noticed that for most people, this process reaches its highest point through encountering the one who acts as a mirror and catalyst for their full potential, often called the significant other. Have you ever felt that being with a certain person gives your life a sense of deeper, almost mystical meaning? That suddenly all the scattered pieces of your past fall perfectly into place, forming a picture you can finally understand? It feels as if that person is not just an addition to your life, but the missing piece that makes your entire being feel complete. But here lies something essential to understand, something that separates those truly ready for the love of their life from those who keep chasing illusions of love. Recognizing these signs demands a level of awareness and emotional honesty that most people avoid because it's easier to stay on the surface, to focus on shared hobbies, attraction, money, or approval, than to explore the hidden depths of a soulful connection. Jung warned that many people unconsciously run away from true love because it asks too much of them. It asks for growth, for real transformation, and for the courage to look honestly at who they are beneath their social masks. Real archetypal love, the love that changes you, doesn't let you stay small or safe. It challenges you to grow, to face your fears, to confront the shadows within you that you've spent years hiding. It asks you to let go of the illusion that you control your life or how love unfolds. It asks for trust in forces you cannot reason with, for faith in changes you cannot predict or direct. Are you truly ready for that kind of transformation? Are you ready to let someone see every part of you, the parts you're proud of and the ones you try to hide, and to find that their love for you doesn't fade because of them, but grows stronger? Are you ready to do the same in return? To love another person, not despite their imperfections, but because through them you recognize your shared humanity. If these 5 signs are showing up in your life right now, don't ignore them out of fear or habit. Your unconscious mind is trying to speak to you, to guide you toward your destiny and your own individuation. It's showing you a way to become a version of yourself that you didn't even realize you could be. Jung didn't view love as just an emotion that comes and goes depending on what happens around you. He saw it as a sacred force, an energy that can transform you from within and lead you toward your highest potential. This kind of love doesn't follow normal logic or social rules. It can't be forced or faked. It doesn't respond to manipulation or control. It can only be recognized, respected, and embraced when it shows up in its purest form. Jung also noticed something that might surprise you. The deepest, most meaningful connections often begin in ways that completely defy what we expect. They might start as friendships that slowly deepen into something profound. They might rise out of conflicts that reveal hidden truths. They might appear when both people aren't even looking for love, when romance is the last thing on their minds. True, archetypal love rarely enters with dramatic music or perfect timing. It reveals itself like the sunrise, gradually, softly, but steadily, turning darkness into light. It needs patience for the deeper patterns to unfold, for synchronicities to appear, for shadows to be faced and integrated. These 5 signs are not a promise that the journey will be simple or without conflict. In fact, Jung found that the most transformative relationships often come with more challenges and emotional storms than ordinary ones. But they also bring something no other experience can offer: the chance to become who you were truly meant to be. When this happens, your inner world begins to align. Your animus or anima awakens, your shadow starts to integrate, and you notice a wave of meaningful coincidences that seem to guide your path. You begin to live your personal myth, the story your soul was always meant to tell. These are the clues your unconscious gives you when something sacred is taking place, something that rises beyond ordinary human attachment and enters the realm of spiritual awakening. So do not let the fear of change or the comfort of the familiar stop you from embracing what your soul is calling for. Don't allow the voice of doubt, whether it's your own or from others, to convince you that you should settle for less than the deepest connection possible between 2 souls. Your inner self already knows what you need in order to grow. Even when your rational mind is filled with hesitation and uncertainty, your soul can sense the truth. Even when your ego clings to old ways of being because they feel safe, your deeper self already recognizes what is real. When these signs appear, you face a profound choice. You can ignore them and continue living within the same small patterns, or you can choose courage, the courage to let love change you in the deepest possible way. Jung said that meeting true love is, at its core, a meeting with the divine within yourself. It is the moment when the opposites inside you, light and dark, masculine and feminine, conscious and unconscious, begin to unite. It's the reconciliation of your inner polarities and the realization of your full, whole self. This is what makes such love sacred. Your unconscious already knows the truth. Your soul has already recognized what your logical mind is struggling to name or understand. The question that shapes your entire future is simple but powerful. Will you trust this deeper knowing, even if it challenges everything you thought you knew about love? The signs are already there, waiting for someone brave enough to see beyond appearances. The archetypes within you are already awake, ready to be understood and integrated. The synchronicities are moving through your life, ready to guide you if you're willing to follow. And your personal myth, the unique story your soul came here to live, is unfolding with every choice you make. The love of your life is not merely someone who fits conveniently into your world. It is a doorway, a sacred portal leading you to the most authentic, complete, and powerful version of yourself. A version that could never have existed without this transformative meeting. This kind of love doesn't just add something new to your life. It awakens life itself within you. It brings you face to face with your highest potential, urging you to grow into the person your soul always intended you to become.